Greetings. I spent a lot of time outside working in the garden yesterday, getting things more prepared for planting out my tomatoes and what have you. I was hoping to do more today, but it is raining, so I am staying indoors. I'm going to show you what I've got cooking in here. Not cooking literally, but growing. I've been picking the little seed heads as they form on my brassicas that wintered over from last year. These are yummy, just to pluck off and eat. I put my tomatoes out on the table yesterday for a while, and it was warm, but today I put them out for a couple of hours, but I brought them back in because it's raining and it's not, I don't think, going to get any warmer than it is already. It's like 57, so I brought them back in. And these are my Romas, and well, there's a few other things in there too. They're not looking as good. I think they didn't like being outside yesterday. They look a little burnt, although they weren't in the sun. I had them in the shade the whole time. These are my mostly basil growing in here, and then these are the things that I'm trying to take cuttings of, that I took cuttings, and hopefully they do something for me. It would be nice anyway. And this is eggplant that I wintered over, and hopefully it stays good until I can plant it outside. It's been plagued with some kind of a little bug, but I try to keep on top of it. These are mostly beans that I planted just a few days ago, and they have just taken off like wildfire. That's what I'm trying to say. And my sweet potatoes here, and one up on a higher shelf that doesn't have as much light on it, and I need to figure out how to get a little more light in there. I moved it from down below so that I could put the things that it was taking back and forth from outside in an easier position. These I just planted a couple days, 2 or 3 days ago too, and everything's doing well. I just planted corn yesterday, so obviously it hasn't come up. But I have ambrosia corn that I got from M.I. Gardener, and I planted it. I wrote down the date I planted it, amazingly. And this is, I forget the name of it, but I got it from Willie Grow. And these are seed heads off of my rhubarb. I thought I would save them, and I don't know if I can get seeds out of them or not. They might not be mature enough to do that. My grape cuttings are doing wonderfully, and I have them sitting outside now. I brought them out yesterday, and they seem to be liking it just fine. I'll keep an eye on them. And my little greenhouse, I had it unzipped. Yesterday it was warm, and it needed to be unzipped because it would get too hot in there, but I had it zipped for the night, and I unzipped it for a little while, and then started raining, so I zipped it back up. My garden is looking nice. I am anxious to be able to plant my tomatoes and all the other stuff I just showed you into my little garden plot. And here is my wagon full of my soil and my compost, and I have that one thing on there to keep the rain from going down inside the one the one sack that's been opened. And so just here's another view of things as they're going on in the garden. And that is one of the plants you see there that I plucked those tops off of. Apple tree is full of blooms. Isn't that beautiful? Apple tree. I didn't show you the trunk, I just showed you the top part with all the blooms. And the next photo here is the plum tree and the apple tree. So they are so pretty this time of year. I love the blooms, and I hope we get some plums and apples. And here's along the fence where I planted my mint and various other things, some pansies or violas. And there's some tulips in there too. And this is a rose bush. I think it's a climbing bush, but we never let it climb because my husband doesn't want to scratch up the window. So we just keep it sheared off, and it blooms quite nicely, a pretty red bloom. And over here, this one I think is kind of a salmon color, and it's just a regular rose. The roses are going to do okay this year. And I just wanted to show you some daffodils that are still blooming along the fence. Daffodils are almost at the end of their life, but these were still pretty, so I thought I'd snap a picture of them. And this tulip plant is getting ready to bloom, as you can see. Very pretty. It's going to be pretty when it blooms out, and I think it's kind of a pinkish color. I didn't walk out in front to my area that I call the mound, where I have planted some other flowers, and I have lots of yellow going on out there because, like I said before, it's raining and I'm a wimp. I don't like to get rained on. So I didn't go out there to show you what else going on out there, but it's looking quite pretty. And that's right by the street, so people driving by can look at my pretty. Well, that's it for today. Just some still photos with me telling you what's going on. So until my next video, may the good Lord richly bless you. May whatever you're growing grow beautifully and bountifully, and may you always seek the truth. And I will see you on my next video. And if you're a shed warrior, yeah, I'm going to get around to doing my first May video here pretty soon. I have ideas as to what I want it to be about, but like I said, it's raining today, so it's just going to have to wait. We'll see you next time. Darlene, signing out.